The pandemic is definitely top of mind for anyone headed to the polls. In our exclusive Survey USA poll, we asked Georgia voters who they trust more to handle the coronavirus. 43% say former Vice President Joe Biden. 41% say they trust President Trump. 16% not sure. We also asked voters about a mask mandate in Georgia, and a whopping 66% said they would support a mandate. 26% said nah, they would be against it. 8% not so sure about that one. We did ask voters about the presidential race and the Senate races here in Georgia. You can see the results there on 11 Live's app. You can also look for that in the Seen on TV section.